Hey, welcome back to True-Moto-Resto, and on today's video we're going to repair this Yamaha TZ350 tank again. You may recall this tank was in the shop a few months ago when it was kind of all raw aluminum and all kind of welds everywhere, and I basically fixed it all up and painted it. And unfortunately, when the bike was at the owner's shop on the lift being reassembled, something unfortunate happened that led to the bike falling a couple of feet off the lift onto another bike, and the tank was damaged in that fall. And surprisingly, it has fared very well, but there are some issues that will need to be taken care of. There's scrape through the paint here. I kind of had somebody just touched it up after the fact, but that's nothing too serious. There's a chip in the paint there. Here there's a scuff, but here there's a crack in the body filler. So I think that's probably the worst spot. There is also, if I turn the thing around here, there's a pretty big scuff mark here, a gouge and scrape here, scuffs on the top. Yeah, so could have been way worse. Oh, some paint chips on the front here, and down here there's some issues with the paint there. It's kind of flaking. It's been chipped off the bottom. So yeah, I mean, there's another chip here on the bottom, right there. So I mean, considering the height that it fell from, considering it's an aluminum tank, yeah, it could have been way worse. So I'll sand all of that stuff back, and where it needs fresh filler, we'll fill it. I think it would only need a very slight amount of filler, if any, here and here. But, and then I'll have to, you know, some scratches here in the paint. But more than likely what'll end up happening, because there's spots here, there, on top, the chips here, chips at the bottom on the other side. Yeah, I'll have to consult my painting guru that helps me. I can't paint the whole tank again because I don't have any fresh decals, and plus it probably isn't necessary. So I'll probably just blow in the repair areas. It's white, it should match up okay, and then I'll probably just clear coat the entire tank in this particular case, because there's going to be spot repairs kind of here, there, and everywhere. So it probably just makes sense to blow in the white on the spots where it needs to be fixed, and then clear coat the entire tank once all that's done. And obviously I'll have to mask off this stuff so it doesn't get white paint on it. I'll take the gas cap off, take off the vent cap, and yeah, unfortunate, but could have been way worse. So there's the worst of the damage. I basically just popped off all the cracked body filler and shaved it down a little bit so it's not got any sort of hard edges. And then we'll fill that. There's a couple of other small spots I'm going to fill as well. Now, I'm sure that most people don't fill body filler like this, but a spot repair like this, I just find that, I don't know, I get less, you know, because I haven't sanded the whole tank yet. I've only kind of sanded around here, and I don't want to get body filler in places where I haven't sanded the tank, so I'm just going to give it a light skim of filler here, and then the tape will come off just to kind of isolate where I end up getting body filler. But yeah, I mean, a larger area will end up getting sanded eventually, and then the whole tank will have to get flatted back as well before it gets blown in and completely re-clear coated. Now with the TZ tank, the TZ tank, whichever way you'd like to say it, we'll see the same sort of thing. I'm gonna have to mask off the decals with the foam tape so I don't get a hard edge with the paint line. This will get taken off and remasked, as will the vent. But there's so many spots where this got damaged, because apparently what happened, I was talking to my buddy and his mechanic that was working on the bike when it fell off the lift. The bike fell 2 or 3 feet onto the VF1000R, and then this tank actually popped off the bike and then tumbled down and rolled down the shop floor. So that's kind of why it got dinged and smacked in multiple places. So anyway, everything's been touched up, it's been filled, it's been primed, it's all been sanded, it's all nice and smooth. So that's going to come close to having the entire tank, I guess, blown in and back in the white and then clear coated over. But yeah, we'll see how that all works out in the end. But we'll get to the paint shop, to the booth, and we'll see how this goes. Right there is the TZ tank, ready for getting the blow-in done on those repair spots. And then once I've got a couple of coats of white on those spots, it'll get clear coated along with the other tank I have in here at the same time. So, ready to go. First coat of white. Might take 2 or 3 just to get it all blended in properly, but take it a little bit at a time. It'll be fine. You can still see the primer through it at the moment. But step 1. Okay, TZ350 tank is done. Looks good again. We would never know that it was damaged. Turned out okay.